are a rock upon which I stand, and I come here to talk. I hope you understand the green eyes, yeah, the spotlight shines upon you. And how could anybody deny you? I came here with a load, and it feels so much lighter now I met you. And honey, you should know that I could never go on without you. Green eyes, honey, you are the sea upon which I flow, and I came here to talk. I think you should know. Green eyes, you're the one that I wanted to find. And anyone who tried to deny you must be out of their mind. Because I came here with a load, and it feels so much lighter since I met you. And honey, you should know that I could never go on without you. Green eyes, green eyes, whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Honey, you are a rock upon which I stand. Hey everyone, I'm Joe Zealand, and today I'm going to show you how to play Green Eyes by Coldplay off of their second studio album, A Rush of Blood to the Head, which I bought 21 years ago, still the original CD. The sticker's gotten pretty yellow by now, but funnily enough it reads "includes in my place" and nothing else, because Clocks wasn't even out yet as a single. Pretty crazy to think about that. But this is Green Eyes, a classic Coldplay acoustic guitar ballad, and as you would expect it from this channel, the acoustic guitar on this track is not in standard tuning. This guitar right now is tuned to E, A, D, G, B, so standard tuning up until now, but then the high E string is tuned down to a D. So the four highest strings will pretty much already sound like a G major chord, with our capo on the second fret producing an A major chord, which is the key of this song. However, you can produce the same exact effect, the same exact tuning basically, without tuning your high E string down, keeping your guitar in standard tuning by doing what I call a little capo trick. So this guitar right now is in standard tuning. Let's check it out. E, A, D, G, B, and E. Now you take your capo, place it on the second fret, but only on the 5 top strings, leaving the high E string uncapoed. And that has the same exact effect as putting the capo on all 6 strings and tuning the high E string down 2 steps. Makes sense. And as you can tell, same exact thing. Alright, let's now have a look at the rhythm for Green Eyes. The song is roughly set at 130 beats per minute, but the special thing about it is that this track is played with swing. So I've prepared 2 click tracks to demonstrate to you what the difference is between 130 beats per minute with or without swing. Alright, let's check out the click track with swing, and I'll count along to it in quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same BPM, 130 beats per minute now without swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can tell, quarter notes are not affected by it, but it's the in-between notes, the 8th notes, that on a swing rhythm are slightly moved backwards. And let's actually hop into Logic and check out the piano roll for the click track so you can literally see how the 8th notes are moved back on the swing click track. So if we just focus on the downstrokes for the stroking hand, we just want to play the first quarter note, the second quarter note, and the 4th quarter note. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you now add the upstrokes between these quarter note downstrokes, you can actually tell that the swing rhythm kicks in. So with every chord change on our first quarter note, 1 downstroke, and you maybe want to, for that downstroke, focus on the 2 or 3 low strings. Then 1 upstroke on a swung or a swing 8th note, then another downstroke on the 4, and another swing rhythm upstroke. And on the 3rd chord, you can tell that the pattern becomes a little more loose, and you can just play around with it. It's not super set in stone on the recording either. Sometimes here I will just omit some of these swing rhythm 8th note upstrokes, but you can also just continue the rhythm exactly like you do on the first 2 chords. And you continue that rhythm in a similar fashion throughout the entire song. Now let's check out the chords. Just so you know, I will be referring to these chords as they look now with our capo on the 2nd fret. So this I'm going to call a G major shaped chord, even though on an absolute scale it is an A major. And this I'm going to call a C major, even though it is a D major. So the song has 4 parts. Well, it has 3 big parts and then 1 segue / bridge part. It's a little unclear, but I'm just going to refer to them as verse, pre-chorus, and chorus, and then there is a transition back into the verse or the outro, respectively. Let's look at the 2 verses and the outro. 3 chords. We have this G major shaped chord. Only 2 fingers needed. I played with my ring finger on the 5th fret of the E string and middle finger on the 4th fret of the A string. 2nd chord, a D major over F sharp. So normally our regular D major shaped chord would look like this. Open D, 4th fret on the G string, 5th fret on the B string, and then again open E string. But you want to make sure that you also include this bass note, and that is 4th fret on the E string. I played with my thumb, but you can also play differently. 1 bar for our G major chord, 1 bar for the D major over F sharp, and then 2 bars for our A minor shaped chord. Open A, 4th fret on the D string, I use my middle finger, 4th fret on the G string, I use my ring finger, and then 3rd fret on the B string, I play it with my index finger. And before we transition back to our G major shaped chord, you want to lift your ring finger to play an A minor 7 shaped chord. Alright, repeat that chord pattern twice, and then we move into the pre-chorus. Starts on A minor 7. And then moves to C major 7 with an added G for the bass. 5th fret on the E string, I use my ring finger. 5th fret on the A string, I played with my pinky finger. 4th fret on the D string, with your middle finger, open G. 3rd fret on the B string, I play that with my index finger, and then again open E. And for this part, unlike our verse, all the chords extend over 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, G major, D over F sharp. And at the end right there, again, you want to let go of your middle finger. Alright, repeat the same pattern once more, but on the second round, actually, we have this quick little transition. So 1 downstroke for a regular C major shaped chord, and then a G major over B shaped chord. You don't want to play the low E string for this, you want to start on the A string. 4th fret on the A string, I use my middle finger, and the rest is open strings. And then we move into the chorus. So we're starting exactly like the part before with an A minor shaped chord for 2 bars. And a C major shaped chord for 2 bars, but we're switching up the rhythm a little bit because now we're introducing this sort of alternating bass line rhythm. So now on the 1 and the 3 of each bar, you alternate between the A string and the E string. A string, E string, A string, E string, A string, E string, A string, E string. And then again we move to G major. But this time we're cutting the beat back down to 1 bar instead of 2 bars. After 1 bar, you move to an F major 7 shaped chord. Thumb on the 3rd fret of the E string, ring finger on the 5th fret of the A string, pinky finger on the 5th fret of the D string, middle finger on the 4th fret of the G string, and index finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and again open E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to C major. And again, the part ends with this transition chord, our G major over B. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play 2 rounds of that, and then for our 4th part, this segue transition bridge part that connects our chorus back to the verse or back to the ending, the outro, you just want to stay on A minor. Again, towards the end of those, I guess it's 8 bars, lift off your ring finger for this A minor 7. After our second chorus, you want to repeat that part though, moving back to G major for 2 bars, and then again A minor. And then comes the outro. Alright, that's it for Green Eyes. I hope that you think that this capo trick is useful. I really like it. I actually don't enjoy switching between tunings all the time because I think it's somewhat taxing on the strings. It wears them out more easily. Anyways, I have a lot of cool projects in the pipeline and I can't wait to share them with you. I promise that it'll be worth the wait. See you on the next video. Joe Zealand out.